Hello, good morning. This is High Priestess Jamila. Hello. Hello. I am multitasking right now. I gotta get a charcoal disc lit up here and I gotta catch it because boy, this uh these spiritual energies are so negative. So very negative. Um there was some pretty bad uh, spiritual energy that got released or either conjured or pulled through or whatever you want to call it when we had that Lionsgate portal opening of people that are spiritually possessed and confused, working in and out of the spiritual community. Um, and I actually had absorbed a lot of this bad energy so that my spirits would give me education about what was going on. And I've been cleansing and clearing ever since. And now I gotta like literally fight to get this house cleaned up again. Uh, well, the upstairs now. So I've gotta clear out the house again today. Um, so but I wanted to come and speak to y'all real quick about a lot of the miseducation in the spiritual community, not just on YouTube, though, just across the board. Um, a lot of spiritual miseducation, a lot of people in this business just for the money, but they don't have the heart. You have to be an extremely loving person that understands why a person would get into this business as a healing witch, and somebody with the ability to do exorcisms on people. Okay. And a lot of that it was all about hype. It was all about miseducation. It was all about lies. In particular, uh, 3 years ago, there was all kinds of setups. I got set up 3 years ago. It's horrible. It's bad. 2 years ago, actually, I got set up and infiltrated by, just these. They're not even, I don't want to call them demonic because, if you look at a demon is going to have power. And, really to appease a demon, um, a lot of times it's an animal sacrifice. A lot of people don't understand what it is. A lot of people don't understand. And there's a lot of miseducation in the spiritual community. It's a lot of it. And one of the biggest miseducations that is in the spiritual community is on cleanses. A lot of people really don't understand the spiritual nor the metaphysical properties of a cleanse. Okay. So we have people out there, gangbusters, in gangs, bullying people and not knowing how to actually help people. And I'm gonna say it. And I'm immune to a lot of these spiritual attacks that they do. I'm immune to it. Honestly, now I will tell y'all that during that Lionsgate portal, it was a magnification of this bad spiritual energy. It was really, really bad because I cleaned up prepared for my ritual and was getting ready to take a nap. And it was like at least three spirits or entities that literally tried to like put me in a lot of pain. I was having pain in my back, upper back area. It was so weird. It was very bizarre. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why my spirits decided to offer classes this year. Okay. We decided, hey, SC, good morning. We decided to offer classes this year so that people could be educated on how to do the basic things. You know, cleanses are very basic, but at the same time, they are very powerful. So they're far from basic. Cleanses will factually start the process in your body of healing, and you have to follow the instructions to the T, though. Okay. So there's a lot of people, when they think in terms of cleansing, they think in terms of taking a spiritual bath. Spiritual bathing is very powerful. In fact, I do a lot of water magic. I do a lot of water magic in the bathtub. Okay. However, hold on, y'all, real quick. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. That boy up there having a hoo-ha upstairs. My son, he up early having a hoo-ha. He is up there he kicking it. All right. Okay, Jakey. So a lot of people think that just taking a spiritual bath is going to be enough for a spiritual cleanse. It is not enough. It's not strong enough for a spiritual cleanse. Bathing is essential in the cleansing process. Okay, and I'm not talking about just taking a shower, not just taking a shower. I'm talking about immersing yourself in a tub of water. It is not the same if you are standing up and taking a shower. Okay, so it's here's the thing. I talk about this because I can. I talk about this because I have been ordained by the Most High to do this. And I know that that sounds really cliche because there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that people don't trust. In fact, I have reviews of my services going back to 2015 that I'm going to post. When I had my old website, my clients would leave reviews on Yotpo. And so I pulled all those reviews, and I even have some from this year. And I have a lot of cleansing reviews. Okay. So, hold on a minute. I'm warming up my coffee real quick. So, just taking a cleansing bath is not good enough for a cleanse. You have to have a 7 or either a 14-day white candle. You cannot expect to be cleansed effectively with just taking a bath. Okay, you can't expect to be cleansed effectively just by lighting the candle. Okay, so there is a 3-step process to my cleanses. First is the exorcism, incantation, which banishes any spirits off of you. Okay. The second is the petition and the candle. And the third, while you're doing the cleanse with the candle, is the bathing. Okay. That's the third step, but it's not the only step. So many people need cleanses, but so many people in the spiritual community have been miseducated because of that evil eye, because of greed, because of a lot of different reasons. And, this craziness that goes on in the spiritual community has been the reason why I have been so close to leaving YouTube. I have, because I'm serious, because you know what? I could make another platform my main platform and do the same thing and not have to deal with a bunch of people that merely want to grandstand. Okay, when it comes to being able to exorcise someone of demons and to heal someone of their afflictions, this is not something that you should just be pretending that you can do. It can be dangerous, because you know what? After every single cleanse that I do for a client, I have to cleanse myself. I have to go through the same process that I tell you to go through. It is a spiritual system that my spirits developed, and people try to steal it and replicate it, and you can't. Like, it's almost like having some ancient form of doing something, but then somebody decides, hey, I don't like the fact that that person created that and they're doing good with it, and they're gaining notoriety. So I'm going to stomp the whole thing out and hurt the world by doing that. And this is exactly what has happened. People wanting to take, but you can't take that. That's something that was created authentically by me and my spirits. And it just doesn't make any sense. And I see people possessed. And if you think okay, spiritual possession, as I explained it, if you are under possession by a deity, a well-known deity like Lakshmi, if you are under possession by Hecate, hell, even if you're under possession by Lilith, that's something that can be good for you. But if you are under possession by a disembodied spirit, a lot of people are taught that all spirits are disembodied except for Jesus Christ. We all know that, but we all know that's not the truth. Right? I love Jesus just like everybody else loves Jesus. Who wouldn't love Jesus? Why would you hate Jesus? That's crazy, right? You got to have fire to do your cleanses. You can't do a cleanse with just water, even though the water is warm and you may have herbs associated with fire. You have to actually have a candle with a flame, and sometimes it has to be 14-day. And I have different cleansing choices when it comes to that. It's not about the money. It's like, of course, if I'm going to do work for you, I have to live a certain way. That's just like my spirits wanting to carry me. And this is Mama Yemi Ya. I have a relationship with her that can never be broken, right? She's always there when I need her. Okay. She wants me at the lake. Why? Why does she want me at the lake? Because of the type of work that I do. She knows that that is what is needed. So I'm not trying to be grand. You know, it's sad when you are somebody that has knowledge to help the world, to help people in this world. I'm not saying the world, the entire world. This world is huge. But when you have knowledge to help people and people want to believe in something else, but what does it do? It harms you. So much so to the point where I have to come on YouTube and use my voice for exorcisms, but that's not enough. If I could do an exorcism incantation right now that can make everybody that is listening or watching this, I can recite that incantation right now, and it will make you feel so good. It'll make you feel better. You'll be like, wow, a weight just lifted off of me. But it's not, that's the first step to the process. You have to have that 7 or 14-day cleanse. And when people started to get crazy and discredit me, it seemed like the spiritual community imploded with demons, because I was doing a lot of cleanses on the spiritualists and the witches. I've done cleanses for witches. Good morning, Taylor Made. It's not something that you should be playing around with. Okay, so when y'all come to me and I tell you, hey, you probably need a cleanse, because I get people that come to me all the time. Hey, Jamila, I need money work. Hey, Jamila, I need love work. A lot of y'all need a cleanse. See, there's a lot of people that want what they want, but those things are blocked. Those things are blocked, and so that's why I created the chakra readings. And so what I need to do is I need to, because it's been so much going on, y'all. I need to go ahead and create the chakra tarot spread and get it out there, because I've been trying to create tarot spreads. I've been trying to help a lot of the spiritualists to understand this so that they can help people. But they all wrapped up in taking something away from somebody, taking things from me, taking away from me, discrediting me. And I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. Because I've had some hard times because of that too. But guess what? My spirits always prevail. They always pull me through no matter what. My spirit guides and my deities, they always pull through, and they always fighting for me, even when I'm upstairs in the bed asleep. Some of these spirits that y'all have in you are so bad that you need a quarter of a teaspoon of sulfur in your bath water. I have to put it in your candle. Some of these spirits are so bad, and people will say, well, sulfur is related to, hell and brimstone and fire. Yeah, what do you think that that's for? Hell is a place where evil spirits reside. So when you put that sulfur in the bath, it pulls that out of you. Sulfur also lowers the blood pressure. Sulfur also helps the skin. It pulls impurities out of the skin. So there are sometimes, and I know what I'm talking about. Okay, a lot of people want to discredit me, but guess what? When I first started in the spiritual business, it was such an urgency and an emergency, because I had been delayed my whole life with as far as even doing this for people. There were a lot of things that were being done to delay me and to stop me that had a lot to do with people that were not aligned with my path, including my mother. Okay, she didn't really understand it. When I first came to Georgia, I took spiritual baths, very basic spiritual baths in cinnamon. I didn't put a whole bunch of cinnamon because cinnamon can, you know, cinnamon, if you use too much. So I would take these baths with Epsom salt and I put a little bit of cinnamon in them. Okay, and cinnamon and um, camphor come from the same cinnamon. Camphor is a derivative of cinnamon. So that's why camphor is used often to cleanse our houses, to cleanse you. Camphor is used to unblock, and it's used to heal when you have an affliction. So I was taking many, many, many spiritual baths, and that's why I look so different. If you look at me now, I look different than I did 5 or 6 years ago because I cleansed a lot of stuff out of my body and out of my spirit that had been there for years. But as I did that, I opened up my business and I cleansed other people. A lot of people that refuse to get a cleanse is because they want to hold on to them demons that are tearing them down, mind, body, and spirit. They want to hold on to it because they're afraid to let it go. They're afraid to let this stuff go. And trust me, whatever has been put into you when you were abused or when you were hurt, it wants to come out of you. That's terrible. When you got spirits, they like, thank you for releasing me from this person's prison. Because a lot of the pain and suffering that's in your body, you got to let that out. And so people, they hold on to their fears. They hold on to that stuff. You have to let that stuff go. And so when it comes to doing spiritual cleanses, and so this is one of the reasons why my spirits created my apothecary. I got so many herbs in there. I got herbs for everything. Okay. And what I do is I send out these herbal packets with instructions. I used to sell my cleansing baths with the salt in it, but it's easier for you to just get the Epsom salt and just, sprinkle the herbs in there. That stuff is set up like that for a reason. This is not about grandstanding and proving something. This is about helping people. The people that I've noticed that have not listened to me, that are not able to listen, those people are horribly under possession of about, I swear to y'all, if you have more than 5 demons inside of you or entities inside of you, my spirits won't even let you in my front door. They won't even let you, and I'm not talking about my front door physically. I'm talking about they won't even let you come to me. So I do, and encourage people to take those spiritual baths before you come to me. But and some of y'all, it'll be so bad, I'll feel it and I'll be like, you need to bathe for several days before I can do this cleanse for you. Because it'll be too much. And my spirits will say, nah, we don't want you doing that. Because it'll be that bad. And so it's a lot of miseducation. Even in the spiritual community, I've had dozens of people come to me and I'll say, have you ever had a cleanse? And they'll say, well, I take spiritual baths. That's not good enough. Cleanses are not going to take your spiritual gifts. Okay, I understand that there's a lot of hurt people walking around, and these spiritual entities that you feel are doing your bidding are actually creating a lot of unhappiness. So, yeah, a lot of y'all got spirits on y'all that will attack people. Yeah, okay, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful, isn't it? Actually, it isn't, because those spirits are attacking you too. And you got people out here, quit assuming that people are stupid. There are people out here that can speak to those spirits inside of you and make them hurt you. So you come across people and you feel like, oh, I got all these bad spirits inside of me and I'm going to use them. And a lot of people really feel that way. Just don't use them on me, because you use them on me, I'm going to turn them to you. There's so many herbs and ways of conducting and directing that energy to where the best thing for you to do is to get the cleanse and free yourself of all of that. But see, a lot of people don't want to do that. They feel like, oh, I got to be spiritually. Well, you ain't got to be spiritually protected from me, because I don't have an intent to hurt you. Sometimes I feel like Jesus Christ. You know how Jesus Christ was demonized and murdered. Cleanses can help open the road for you. So that's why I don't necessarily do road openers. The cleanses or have a road opening effect anyway. Because what my spirits do is they clear and balance the chakras. You don't need a demon sitting on your heart chakra. You don't need a demon sitting in your solar plexus. You don't need that. Those are things that you don't need, that you need to be releasing, because what is it doing? It is creating poverty and sickness and death around you. That's all it's doing. Is making you miserable. So it's a lot of miseducation in the spiritual community. I'm not going to argue with no other spiritualists. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to debate. It's just that I know what I'm talking about. If you want to attack me or be evil to me, that's fine. You attack yourself, seriously, because you know what? I have been deeply concerned for the spiritual community, people losing their minds with this hatred for one another. Um, Cleanses will factually free you of intranquil spirits. As a spiritualist, am I afraid that these entities are going to be able to do harm to me? No. No, I'm not. Because if I were afraid, if I were that type of person, I wouldn't be doing it. And trust me, my lack of fear of it does not come from me thinking that I'm the baddest witch on the planet. That's not where that comes from. That's ego. It comes from my faith in God. That's where that comes from. Why would I need to fear something that is lesser than God? I'm not going to do it. So that's why I don't fear these things. They don't put fear in me. Okay. So please, please, please get your cleanses. I've noticed that the past couple of years, people have been gravitating away from the cleanses. I've noticed that there have been spiritualists that have been undercutting me. If a person needs a cleanse, it should never be done as a rider. I call those riders, but oh, well, I'm doing this work for you, but I'm gonna throw in a cleanse too. There's no such thing as throwing in a cleanse. You don't throw in a cleanse on the side of something. A cleanse is not a side piece. It's a major spiritual, physical, physiological, and etheric change in a person. And it's not going to harm you. You're still going to be the same person. A lot of people, and I understand that it's difficult to understand who to trust. And but I'm sorry. The reason why is because I was single. That's why people was telling people not to trust me, is because I was single. And that didn't make no sense anyway. Because, most of the men in this world, especially a male, he's, a lot of men need work anyway. So, the fact that I was single was actually a good thing for so long, because I could focus on clients and my children and not have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? When you bring a man into the equation, you got other stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, obviously it's going to be a man that needs some help. All men right now could use some kind of wisdom and knowledge from a divine feminine to let them know, hey, and we need knowledge from them. So it's not to say, I'm not misandrous or anything like that. I don't want a matriarchal society. I don't want that, but I do want both sides to be respected. So this whole battle of the sexes thing, I don't do that. I just listen and I understand what's coming in through spirit. And if it's bad, I'm going to banish it. If it's good, I'm going to keep it. So a lot of people out there playing victim, even spiritualists, instead of recognizing the demons and the entities that are even in these men. Okay. And trust me, so previously I was not ready for a relationship. I am now, but I just wasn't ready until a few years ago, because I was getting myself together. Okay. But that's not, all of this misjudgment, this miseducation. There, hold on a second, guys. You do have to be from a certain, I don't feel that every spiritualist out here can cleanse somebody. I don't feel that way, because you have to really be a natural person that does that. For me, okay, I'm an empath, right? I'm a crystal child, actually, not an indigo. I'm a crystal child. So that means that I attract, and I always have attracted, negative and broken people. And the reason why they are automatically attracted to me is because literally my spiritual body consumes their negativity. It consumes it. And so they know that they can, eventually automatically be cleansed. It's a natural thing that, but it can, doing it that way will create resistance, because my spirit guides are not going to allow a complete stranger to do that to me. It's not going to happen, because I have other things to do. I have children, clients, I have a life. So I can't just be cleansing random people. But that's why that happens. People naturally like that are attracted to me, because I am a natural, what do they call that? I'm a crystal child. I'm a sage. So it automatically will filter through me. And it just is the way that it is. And a lot of times that negative spirit will come to me, and I'll be totally unaffected by it. And I've had some pretty negative spirits that have came to me. I've literally seen the worst of the worst already. Trust me, it's already happened, and we've had a reset. We've had a new beginning, and that's just it. But so stop thinking that everybody knows what they're talking about. If you are a spiritualist that is out there doing cleanses and advising people, stop just advising people. And look, listen, don't listen. If you don't want to take my advice, you don't have to. Like, I'm not trying to tell people what to do, because people get, they get real toxic, and they'll kind of like be like, well, why she act like she know what she talking about, and you ain't no leader in the spiritual community. Go sit down. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down, but I'm still gonna do my job. I'm still gonna do my job. So it all I gotta say is that when you come to me to get work done, nobody is gonna know that you're, because a lot of these it's almost like a lot of these spiritualists, they carry the energy of, and since everybody has an intuition, is if you go to her, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Well, they not gonna know that you came to me. I'm like a secret friend, a silver bullet for you. Don't even trip. Okay. So a lot of people are really, really, I just, I don't understand why people would put themselves in a position. Like I said, I ain't never seen so many possessed spiritualists in my life, just under possession, and not even good possession. I'm talking about possession that it is, literally these folks is blacking out. They don't even, they blanking out and blacking out. And I'm not talking about any particular person in particular. I'm not talking to you. You are not the only one that is out here. So if you think I'm talking about you, I'm talking about the whole spiritual community. And I'm not talking about every last person, but I'm saying that the education was, and I wouldn't even say, I'm not even going to say that it was created by me. I'm saying that I created my own spiritual cleansing system. And when people like people are just so untrusting, and so it's there to help you. It's not there to do harm to you. So, and we got a new wave of people, evidently, and then YouTube blacklisted. And I don't even think YouTube did it. I think it was some kind of spirit. I don't know if it was the shadow government or whatever, because maybe they felt like I was helping too many people. I don't know. I don't even have time to look at it. I don't care about views. Everybody focused on views and this, and that. Yes, views will give you more exposure, but what's good in having exposure if you are possessed and you don't even know how to help people? And I believe it's either Navajo. My family history got lost a whole lot, especially in particular on my father's side of the family. Um, as far as with cleansing and healing techniques that have been used for thousands of years to help people spiritually. I'm not at war with the medical community either, because there's a lot of people that the medical and the psychiatric community, I've spoken with them before, especially when it comes to naturopath doctors. They don't mind sending people my way, because sometimes they don't know how to help people. And a lot of times it's psychosomatic. A lot of things that are wrong with people is psychosomatic. Okay. And that's in whatever area that you're in. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna create, well, you know, these videos can be used for educational purposes. I don't know how my channel, you know what I think the issue is I think that my channel, I accidentally changed it to entertainment. I need to change it back to education, to where all of my videos are under the category of education. Because for years I had my channel tagged as education and not entertainment. So that's why when you go to the video description box, it'll be tagged under entertainment. And it's not entertainment, it's serious spiritual education. So I got to put it back on that because I noticed that. I noticed that somehow it got tagged for that. And so, I'm going to do that. But, this video will be the moniker for that. I mean, most of the time, like, I would say 99% of the time when I do a spiritual cleanse for somebody, they feel as though a miracle has happened to them. That's literally how they feel. I recommend getting cleanses at least twice a year. If you are just a person that, is kind of like introverted, you're not around a lot of people. If you're in the medical field, or if you are, if you're in a job where you touch hands with a lot of people, probably you need to get it more like 4 or 5 times per year. Okay. If you are a spiritualist, guess how often you need to cleanse? Once every moon cycle, you need to cleanse either at the new or the full moon or both. Depends. Hey, good morning, Black Karma. So I'm gonna snatch down a lot of my I gotta go get started on my day. I gotta go and snatch down some of my reviews for my cleanses. I only charge $360 for cleanses. Okay, it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Your spirits, or whatever them spirits are that are inside of you, they ain't gonna hurt me, and they ain't gonna hurt nobody in my family. I don't care what kind of spirits you got on you. Energy harvesting. I can't tell you how many times I done came across spirits, death spirits. These kind of spirits that are trying to pull people into the grave. The hell, those are roaming around all day throughout the day. So I'm not afraid of that. And now ain't nothing gonna happen to none of my children or my loved ones. Everybody that I love is protected. Okay. And so, I'm going to snatch down a lot of those reviews that I've gotten throughout the years for cleanses. And I think it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. In fact, I don't even really like taking on love cases. I don't like taking, I don't really, I'll do those cases for people, but I'm going to start becoming more strict. Even as a mother, I'm not a very strict mother. I'm not a strict mom at all to my children. So, and that's not to say that y'all are my children, because I have clients that are older than me. So I'm not trying to, hey, 31 Shadows, good morning. I'm not trying to, infantilize anybody, but, a lot of times I won't be as strict. I'll see a person that's needing help, but a lot of times my spirits will let me know, hey, this person needs a cleanse. Especially you come across somebody, especially if you're a very social person. One of the reasons why I'm not a very social person, well, because we just came out of a pandemic, okay? So we were doing social distancing, and I had to keep a lot of my energy for clients and for my family and loved ones. And so, you know, so I don't go to events. I don't go to clubs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a homebody, but a lot of times when you go to these events, you know, you're crossing paths and shaking hands with people that have entities on them. And these entities do jump from person to person. And it's not something a lot of people, when it comes to the things that I talk about, they're a little freaked out about it. It seems unreal. It seems like what in the world, but I've seen worse. Some of the goofy things I've seen people doing. I mean, telling you that you need a spiritual cleanse is, you know, that's just like, okay, I'm not discounting religious practices, you know, that's just like that, you know, that people be out there doing some really horrific things and they'll be sick and they won't be feeling well. And so it pretty much debunked the baptisms are not good enough. Being baptized as a baby wasn't good enough, was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, of course, if you have, yeah, Jesus Christ will protect you from death, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have a good quality of life. So going to the church and being laid down in that water, that ain't good enough. You know, not to say that Yemi Ya's waters are not good enough, but even Yemi Ya, she's like, these people need fire. They need a flame. They need a flame. Okay. So that's just what it is. All right, y'all. I will catch y'all later. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful day. If y'all need me, all of my contact information is in the video description box. Don't take advice from people and don't listen to people that have never had any spiritual treatments through me. Is what I'm going to tell you. They ain't never been a client. They ain't, you know, and, you know, don't listen to those people. Those people are going to get a lot of hell in their life, and you can tell that they do, because it's all about trying to destroy somebody. It's all about, and you can't mess with God, hon. You need to go sit down. That person that just came in here, you need to go sit down somewhere. And if you try to interrupt my spiritual practices or my business or disrupt my business anymore, you are going to be in a world of trouble, and it ain't going to be me doing it. Too many of these males out here angry because they couldn't get sexual favors out of me. Of course, I'm not going to give you a sexual favor. So don't come up in my chat room no more. Do you understand me? You're blocked. I don't even know how you, yeah, you going to get some work done on you. My spirits are going to deal with you, hon. I can't believe here it is 2 years later and you still around my chat room stalking me, angry because you couldn't get no sexual favor from me. You going to get dealt with, because that's petty. Go home to your wife, hun. You have a wife. You and your wife could use a cleanse. Okay, guys, I will catch y'all later. Blessings. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning. I'll see y'all later. Okay. Blessings.